We know that expected value. If okay, now we are talking about strictly discrete. So every time when you solve a problem that involves a discrete random variable, first of all, you have to define random variable of interest. That means what are you interested in for this case? Then you have to list down the possible values for the random variable. Then next step, you have to build the probability distribution table. Many more. Many more. Okay. Then after that, you perform calculation. So there are a few formula that you have to bear in mind. The first thing that you have to know is sum of pi from I equal to 1 to n must be equal to 1. Second formula that you have to remember is the expected value. Or expected outcome. And we write it as EX. And this one means the mean. And you have to either use your GC if you can. Yeah, but some cases you can't. So you have to use this formula. Okay, third, you are going to find the standard deviation. Okay, that is equal to square root of sum of pi xi squared minus mean squared. Or you talk about, so the symbol for this one is here. So if you want to talk about variance, there is no symbols. You just take the standard deviation, square it. That's it. So I want you to tell me what is the meaning of standard deviation. Instead of say this value measure the spread of the data value we expect to obtain when the experiment is performed many times. Instead of saying like that, what is the more accurate way of stating standard deviation?
The average difference between data and mean.
Yes. Thank you. Student, did you all hear that? That's why we have this formula. That's why we have to minus the mean. How much? All the data, the average spread of the data from the mean. So, have you all written down? Average difference of the data from the mean. That is the standard deviation. Okay. Can anyone answer this question? If the standard deviation is small, what does that mean?
There's low difference in the data.
So what does that mean? What does it tell you? What is the word that I must use statistically?
More consistent.
More consistent. Another better word?
Accurate.
No, accurate cannot. Hello, try. More consistent, correct? Yeah, closer to the mean. One word, one word. I want one word answer, correct? Most of the data are very close to the mean. Okay, agree. So if the standard deviation is very small, that means they are very close to the mean, yes. So how can we talk about the data? Like for example, in the in the game of playing bowling, correct? Bowling. If the person, two players have the same mean, but one with a smaller standard deviation, the other one with a higher standard deviation. So which one, which one with a smaller standard deviation will be more consistent, correct? Consistent. Okay, consistent is a measure of, that means standard deviation is a measure of precision, precise, more precise. Are you clear? That's called precision. So if player A have a smaller standard deviation, I will choose player A because the person do the work consistent. So consistency doesn't mean accuracy. I told you before already, I have two students. One consistently failed, the other one, or I can say, okay, don't want to talk about mark, okay? I can say, okay, the actual diameter of a wire, okay, maybe is 1 millimeter. Okay, then I have one student. Okay, he measured 3 times, 4 times, and he keep getting 1 cm, 1.5 1.1 cm. Okay, 0.9 cm. So he's very consistent, but is it accurate? No. Precision doesn't mean accurate. Bear that in mind. Cannot equate precision with accuracy. So you play darts before, correct? You learn this in science. You learn this in science, in physics. Okay. And I have another player. This is player A, player B. Player B hit here. So player B is precise. Player A also is precise, but consistent. But player A is accurate, player B is not. You get me? Okay, so standard deviation, this is the formula. So if you want to talk about, you want to know how is the spread of the data from the mean, we have to calculate the standard deviation. And you can get the standard deviation from your graphic calculator as well. So can you now answer the discussion question on page 199? Please key into your graphic calculator the two value, get the mean, get the standard deviation. Please calculate. After I will call you to give me the answer. Okay, the probability distribution below refer to the number of aces served by Michelle and Amanda in each set of the tennis they play. Michelle, Amanda, show that each player is expected to serve an average of 2 aces per set. Okay, each player served between 0 and 4 aces inclusive each set. Does this mean there is the same variance in the number of aces served? Okay, may I know what is Michelle mean? Siti?
2, Miss.
Yes?
2.
2. What is the standard deviation?
2.24.
2.24. Okay. Christopher, what is Amanda mean?
2 also, 2 also.
2 also. What is the standard deviation?
1.3.
1.3. 3, exactly.
It's like 1.3038.
30. So you have to put 30, okay? 3 significant figure, Christopher? Okay, now, does this mean that there is the same variation? So the answer is not. So who is more precise? Who is more consistent here? Who is more consistent here? Ishan?
Amanda?
Yes, Amanda is more consistent because her variation from the mean, okay, her spread variation, her difference of each serve from the mean is just 1.30, which is less than Michelle. Okay? Can or not? So that is the purpose of us finding the standard deviation. Okay? The standard deviation is the value measure the spread of the data value from the mean that we expect to obtain. So when the word you have to have the word expect means you are finding the average spread of the data from the mean. Clear? Okay, now everyone go to example 8 and exercise 7D. Exercise 7D. Okay, you start practice exercise 7D. So if you have any question that you can't do, please let me know straight away. Okay? Oh, you want to talk about the greedy pig activity? Okay. Okay, you are talking about the greedy pig activity, is it? Okay, I will answer 7C.8 first, then after that I go to greedy pig activity. So hold on first. Okay, 7C.8, what you need to do is, what is your variable of interest? Okay, the variable of interest will be amount of money you will win from playing this game. Okay, I try to define as accurately as possible for you. Okay, so possible value for X will be 0 and 11. All right. So I'll build the probability distribution table. There is my X, 0 or 11. Okay, the probability. So to count this probability is based on the color that you get. Correct? So you have a box. You have 5 red, 4 blue, and 3 green. So altogether there are 12. So you are supposed to draw 1. Remember, the question said is without replacement. So the next draw you are going to make, you only left with 11. So you draw 1 again. Then to conduct the next draw, you only left with 10 in the box. So you do this is your second draw. This is your first draw. Then this will be your third draw. Clear? Okay, so the situation will go like that. If of the same color, so I can have this possible outcome. Red, red, red. Or blue, blue, blue. Or green, green, green. So these are the 3 possible of. So in probability, when you have the or, you add up the probability. Are you clear? So remember that or means you add. So that means what you do is, the first one you got the red, chances is 5/12. You draw 1 red already, you left with 4. But now the whole thing is 11 times 3/10. For blue, it will be first one 4/12, second one 3/12, 11, third one 2/10. For green, it go like that. So that is how it works. Hey, sorry, multiply. So this will be 1/10. Okay, then when you talk about if the card draw are all the same, or, so I have another or, one of each color. Okay, let me teach you how to. So when you say one of each color, it can be red, blue, green. Am I right? So the probability of getting this, 5. I still got 4 blue there. I still got 3 green there. Are you clear? So there are how many of 1 each? So we want to find the number of way. of different color, ah. One of each color. Okay, so how we do it? We use this formula. So you see, I have three colors, right? So the first position, I have three ways of doing it. After I have fixed one color, then the second position, I have two ways of doing it. And the last one, no choice, only one way. So in order to do this, I got 6 different ways of doing this. So you don't have to list out all. So that means the next one will be 6 times of 5/12 times 4/11 times 3/10. So you add up all these, you put inside here. Then the 0 one, you just use 1 minus. Am I okay? Have I explained the whole thing? Any more issue on question 8? So this is a very, this is a question whereby you have to really know how to deal with things in probability for all and n. And how to find the number of different ways of doing certain things, so that you don't have to list out everything. So have I explained the whole thing for question 8? Okay, the person who asked. Okay, now let's go to the greedy pig. Okay, the greedy pig things is like that. When you talk about the strategy of playing this game, first of all, you are talking about X is the number of points obtained. After each game, each throw of dice. So you have to go many times. Okay, so we talk about first throw. So when you talk about first throw, the number of points that you can get will be 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Understand? Because the game is go like that. When you throw a dice, you get 1. If you throw a 1, you get 0 points. If you throw a 2, you get 2 points. The point that you get. Right? Hello? So the probability for each point that you get will be the same because it's a fair dice. Are you okay? So that is the greedy pig things. So now I talk about my second throw. So my second throw, the point X is also 0. Why is it 0? If I throw a 1, all my points gone. Do you get me? Okay, if 2 face up, if I got 2.80, I will get 2 plus 2. That is 4. So it go on and on like that. Are you clear? If I got 3.80, if hello? If 2 face up, then I will get 5. Hello? So it can go on and on. Okay? 2 face up, I got 2 plus 2. If first row you got 3 and 2 face up, then you will get 3 plus 2. That is 5. So you have to build many. So it can be 6, 7, and 8. Are you clear? So if 3 face up, then you will have a different story. Are you clear? So you say, stop while you have second score less than 5 points. So they say, explain why it would not be sensible to stop while you're playing. You have score 4 points. This is score 4 points. So you try to find the expected value for this one. Are you clear? So that is how it works. So you go on and on and on. Yeah. So if for second part 2, you got 50 points. They say you score over 50 points and above. So you get 50 points. So you write down 51 points. Okay, so now the next round when you throw, you build the table. Okay, X. Okay, probability. If you get 51 points, if you throw a 1, you get 0 straight away. Hello? If you get 2, you will get 53. If you get 3, you will get 54. Then 55. 2, 3, 4, 56. Then the last one, 57. So you count what is the expected value for this situation. If you get more than 51, then you should go on. If you get less than 51, I think you shouldn't get the risk. That's it, how it go. Hello, are you clear? So for this activity is going to talk about after each throw. You got this point, should I continue? This point, should I continue? So I built the next probability distribution table. Then I count the expected value. Then I see whether is it advisable for me to continue the game or should I take the risk? Are you okay? Hello, the person who asked me about this one? Hello? Okay, 2C. This one, then you have to try. Find the lowest score at which an average. It is not beneficial to continue rolling. So you have the 51 point and the 4 point, correct? Here. So you want to do 2C, correct? What you do is, I take the middle first. I take 51 plus 4 divided by 2 first. I try to count the probability, the expected value for this one. So I will get the lowest score. So if this one 55, correct? So I take 22 lah. So I take the point 22, then I start to build the table. X, so this is a probability. I take 0, 24, 25, 26, 27, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 28. Then I count the probability, I count the expected value. Maybe you can take out your calculator and count the expected value first. Actually, you can, this is done by try and error. If you don't want, then what you can do is you can let this be a A. Then you can work out algebraically. Then your expected value equal to A also. So this is A plus 2, A plus 3, A plus 4, A plus 5, and A plus 6. So this is your lowest value. When they are on par already, so then I will decide what to do. You can do it algebraically also. Actually, do it algebraically faster. Instead of do try and error. You can do algebraically. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5A plus 5, 10, 20 over 6 is equal to A. Yeah, so I can straight away get my answer. 6A equal to 5A plus 20. So my A is equal to 20. Ha ha ha. Around that. You after you get ready, you can check out. Okay, so the rest you can go and that one. So this is the activity lah. So exam definitely we won't ask you to do question like that, okay? Is that okay? In the long run, that means what is your strategy? You have to plan your strategy. Hence, describe a strategy that will maximize your score in the long run. That means in the long run, your expected outcome. That means each game, how should you play? And when should you stop? So for this case, you see, you look at the first part, they say play the games in pair so that each player has 20 turns. So this one, you have to carry out your experiment. How's that? This one, you have to carry out your experiment. You play 20. Maybe what you can do is a lot of work to be done here. Then you can plan your strategy. If I get a 1, what is my outcome? If I get 2 points, how is it? If I get 3 points, how is it? If I get 4 points, how is it? So there's a lot to be done. Okay, so I cannot just base on this and I say the strategy. So you have to do the first part first. That's why they ask you to do the first part. You see 20 turns also. So am I going to play only 20 turns or am I going to play only 19 turns? Then I stop. So that strategy is not something that I can plan in just explain to you like that. I really have to carry out the experiment and I see, observe what is the situation like, then I make a conclusion. So actually this can be one of your assignment if I want to make it. So the strategy part is after you have carried out, you have tabulate everything, correct? Then you make a conclusion. That is called the strategy. Okay, so don't waste time on that. It's a long time. I can sit down there one whole day and list out the whole thing. That's why I didn't ask you to do the activity. Okay, anyone got any question on exercise 7D?